Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to your home, Romemu. Find a place, make it your holy place, your keva for this moment. From your keva, from this blessed space, will spring up all our kavanot, all our intentions, our longings. As Shabbat enters, find the siddur before you come in and find a seat. Our davening team will take you to new places, to new tastes of prayer, new ways of looking at Shabbat, revisiting. we let song come in, and we let ourselves be carried on the wings of song. We yield, we give in. When Shabbat descends on us, we give in and we surrender that which we hold on to. Sometimes we might put a little tzedakah on the side. We light candles. We find ourselves in new clothing. We find ourselves immersed in water, in coolness. And we say, Zamgul Adonai, Lechinog, the song of the Holy One, blessed be, on the strings of lutes, of heavenly strings, we say, on from harmony, from heavenly harmony, this universal frame began. On your Siddur, it's on page 5.
surrounded by the angels of peace.
I am protected. I am safe at ease.
שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ.
If you're following in your Siddur in your hands, we're on page 12.
ברכו שמו, בסו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומולה מאוד. נוהו על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי עמים אלילים, באדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עושה תפארת במקדשו. עבור אדוני משפחות עמים, עבור אדוני כבוד והוד, אדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובוא לחסותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כי לא מפניו כל הארץ, ימדו בגויים אדוני מלך, תיכון תבר בתימון, ידין עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגד הארץ, ים אור ומלון, על השדה וכל אשר בו, אז ירדנו כל הצייה, לפני אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט עבר בצדק, עמים באמונתו,
Come and explore with us the other Tehillim in Kabbalat Shabbat. We welcome Adi Yochai, Haberman Browns, and Ilana Brody, and Miriam Rubin, and Shoshana Jedwab, and Rabbi Diane Kohler-Esses, and Rabbi Mira Rivera. And we are going to learn today from Adi Yochai.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So nice to be here. As this Shabbat is Shabbat Chazon. Shabbat Chazon, Chazon means vision and sight. And the reason we have Shabbat Chazon before Tisha B'Av is that we're asking for true vision, true sight, to see what really is. And when we really see what there is, one of the things that comes up is pain and brokenness. And we have that on the individual level and on the nation level as the Jewish people. And pain and brokenness are difficult, and there's something very beautiful about them. What's beautiful about them is that the reason why we feel pain from brokenness is because there's something that we cherished very much, and that something has in some way been lost. On Tisha B'Av, we remember the temple in Jerusalem that we have lost. And in our lives, there are many things as life goes on that we lose. And this Perek of Tehillim is about cherishing and remembering what is so special. And so, Adonai Malach Tagel Haaretz, this is on page 14, by the way, in the Sidurim. We're really rejoicing and celebrating our relationship with God. And this is our relationship with God, which was harmed with the destruction of the temple. And so before we get to the pain, we're going to be in a little bit of celebration. And there are quite a few words in the beginning of this Perek of Tehillim that we're going to sing quite gently, and then we'll build up. And there'll be a part where it's very clear that you can sing along. And until then, I invite you to either join us in Hebrew, join us in English, or join us in meditation. And we'll soon be singing together. Adonai Malach Tagel Haaretz Nismechu Imrabim Anan ve'arafel Sevivam Tzedek u'mishpat mechon kiso אש לפניו תלך ותלהק צעדים צרה ועיר וברכה תבל רעת ותחל הרים כדון אגנם עשו מלפני אדוני מלפני אדון כל הארץ הגידו השמיים צדקו ראו כל העמים כבודו יבושו כל עבדי פסק מתהללים באלילים ישתחוו לו כל אלוהים שמע ותשמח ציון ותגלנה בנות יהודה למען משפטך אדוני כי אתה אדוני עליון על כל הארץ מאוד נעלית על כל אלוהים אוהבי אדוני שימו רב שומר נפשות חסידיו מיד רשעים יצילם אור זרוע לצדיק ולאיש לב שמחה. This is our pasuk, you can join us. אור זרוע לצדיק ולאיש לב שמחה. 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 ותבואו על הצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, ותבואו על הצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, ותבואו על הצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה. ותבואו על הצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, ותבואו על הצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, ותבואו על הצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה. אור זרוע, last time, join us. אור זרוע לצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק ולאיש אלף שמחה. אור זרוע לזכר קודשו.
And we rise. Por mismo David.
This is a Sufi tune. It's call and response, and it has a chorus. So I think you'll get it.
We're on page 16 if you're following in your siddur in your hands. Twenty. Correction, 20.
הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד ירים, אדוני על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני בהדר.
Lebanon. ויקידם כמו עגל. לבנון לציון. כמו בנימין.
כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש.
כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש.
כל אדוני יכיל מדבר.
כל אדוני יכיל מדבר.
יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש.
יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש.
כל אדוני יכול להעלות ויחס סוף ירוק.
אדוני יכול ויחס סוף ירוק.
ובחלו כולו מרכבות.
Whether you find yourselves shifting between tectonic plates beneath your feet, whether you find yourself shifting between Bein Hamitzarim, those places of narrowness, shift and find a center that may still be shifting and reset. Whether your eyes are half closed or gazing down, call for light to shed. Shed light so that you can see what lies ahead, that which we want to see, and that which we avert our eyes from seeing. Shabbat Chazon, the inner sight. We may have seen things that have been brutal, Yet speak gently to them, say our prophets. Do acts of kindness towards them. For the way you miss the mark might be crimson, leaking all over. But where anxiety reigned, where we worried and where we should go, let it seep down. Take a breath in and let the crimson out. Take a breath in and let those who loom over us larger and bigger and more daunting seep out. We take a breath in and remember that which says, I will never desert you.
זכרתי לחסד נעורייך אהבת גלולותייך. I remember your love and your kindness when you walked with me through desert wildness. I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you, how you walked with me, walked with me, walked with me, how you walked with me when you were young and free, how you walked with me, walked with me, walked with me, how you walked with me through the sand and sea. I remember.
I remember how we used to walk into the fields dressed in white. I remember when this space was like yesterday, and I remember you. I remember Shabbat Bride, here and now.
Adodin hikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Adodin hikra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shachor v'dibur echad ishmiyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad
לשם ותפארת ולתהילה.
We're on page 24.
כלה בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני נקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה.
מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך נגלה. I skipped.
אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מכורח הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה מחשבה תחילה.
לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. נערים מאחר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי בעלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
לא תבושי ולא תקלי, מה תשכחי ומטה מבעד, נשואה עיר עמי ונבנתה עיר על תילה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. היו למשיסה שופי, רחקו כל מבלייך, חסיס עלייך אלוהי, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
ימין ושמאל תפרצי ואת אדוני תעריצי, אל ירגיש בין ארצי ונשמחה.
ונגינה
לך אדוני לקראת כלה,
בני שבת נקבלה,
לך אדוני לקראת כלה,
בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
And we rise.
Holy
בשלום, עטרת בלגן בשמחה, ובצוחלה תוך אמוני העם סגולה, בואי חלה שבת המלכה.
לך
אדוני לי כלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לי כלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
And traditionally, we face that door, we face the door to see, to welcome Shabbat Queen, Shabbat royalty. We also welcome those who are in mourning, those who lost beloved ones during this week. We welcome you in the company of those like you who are of one heart, one being. In our community, we remember and those holding those who are in pain. We say, come and give us some healing. Heal us and we shall be healed. Ana Elna Ana Elna Ana Heal us and we shall be healed. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We are more, we are many, we are multiplying, we are multitudes. Shabbat Shalom, and I would come to you and say, and do that for each other. Let me go get a microphone so I can say hello to those who are on Zoom. Oh, voila. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom,
Oh my goodness
Zoomers.
gracious. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Tani, I see you, Tani Barlow. I see my morning friend, Ana Luisa and Karen and Asher and Roberta and Joni, Leslie, Holly. We're not moving this very fast. So I'd like to welcome you all. And any of us who are new here, Eden, my sister, and Margot, my partner, anyone here in our company who are here for the first time, first Shabbat, I'm coming to you. Just say hello.
Hello, Balig.
Welcome.
Hello, welcome, very welcome.
And you were telling me where you were from.
I am from Yemen.
Welcome from Yemen. I am from New York City by way of the Philippines. We cross seas.
Welcome,
And
Barry.
yes.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Haley.
Welcome. And are you from Brooklyn?
I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from DC.
You're from DC.
Welcome, Haley.
Welcome, welcome.
Aaron, first time here.
Welcome, Aaron.
Where are you from?
Are you from Brooklyn?
No, I'm from Seattle.
Seattle, from Seattle, welcome.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
I'm Anna. You know.
I know, but it's not the first time you're here. But are you from Brooklyn?
No, I'm not from Brooklyn.
I'm looking for anyone from Brooklyn. Who else is new here?
I think we got one back there. Oh, our sound.
I live in Brooklyn, Rabbi Mira.
I'm coming.
We have some new sound guidance helpers tonight. Welcome.
Anthony,
Anthony.
Anthony, where are you from?
Brooklyn.
That's what I was looking for.
And
Another Brooklyn.
no. Oh, no, the sound. Right?
Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot.
Oh, and Elliot.
Elliot from Brooklyn. This is not my first
Woo! Oh, okay, sorry. Want to make sure we're welcoming everyone.
Welcome,
And I
everyone.
know someone else is new, but I'm not going to out him.
And I'd like to welcome Adir Chai, who's from Israel.
Welcome, Adir Chai. From Yerushalayim.
So at this point, when we've said hello to each other, we see before whom we stand. And Rabbi Diane Kohler-Esses, I stand with day in and day out. And I'd like to welcome her to bring in all these beautiful announcements and offerings of Romemu.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to this incredible Shabbat of vision. As Adichar said, chazon and vision of what is broken and what is there to celebrate. So here we have a lot to celebrate. Registration is now open for Romemu Seekers. So we even have some Seekers alum in the room. That's exciting. There are discounts, special discounts. Okay, I'm part of a panel on Sunday sponsored by Romemu, Pardes, and other organizations called Should Echa Be Canceled? But before that, tomorrow night we have a communal Echa reading, 9:30, is it here? It's across the street in the Romemu Center, in person. Registration is required. And then Rabbi Mira will be part of a program called Rise from the Rubble, a multi-faith ritual and call for global prophetic justice, also on Sunday at 4 p.m. Next. Aha, wow, Hasidic Masters is returning, Elul edition, preparing for the high holidays with the Bilvavi, opening one's heart to the eternal with, again, Rabbi Mira Rivera, and I'm leading a Beit Midrash for Elul called The Stories We Read When We Are Facing Judgment. Next. So this is all in Elul, the month of Elul, which is preceding the high holidays. Okay, here we are, high holidays, 5782, amazing. This year, bring heart, mind, spirit, and body, and even your soul to Romemu, on site in Manhattan, Brooklyn. Also interactive online. Registration opens for members on July 22nd. And you can join or renew today to be eligible to register. But don't do it today, it's Shabbos. So wait till after Shabbos. Okay, that's it. Back to this incredible musical team.
Yes. Yes, so on Saturday night, really, so tomorrow night, we will do Havdalah, and we'll be across the street on the second floor. And anybody, yes. We have space. We have space, and Natalia behind there, who is on our staff, has gathered registration for that. So you can join us physically or you can join us on Zoom. Okay, tomorrow night. So after Havdalah, so around 9:30. And I'm sorry? Bilvavi.
In my heart.
Then you have to come to my class. Yeah, it means like in my heart, right? In my heart. It's not only one leb, it's almost like a mind heart. Yeah, Bilvavi is one of our mystics, I would say like one of our mystic teachers of the 20th century. And we rise for our Barhu. That's the time. That's the name of the core of the discussion. Should Echa be canceled? Right, Rabbi Dan?
Yes, Echa will not be canceled. Asking whether Echa should be canceled. Yeah, we are reading Echa tomorrow night, and we're considering the question of should Echa be canceled.
The next day.
I didn't hear.
Come to the discussion. Come to the discussion.
Come to the discussion, noon on Sunday by Zoom.
Yeah, are we going to speak about Bar Kamsa?
We will probably speak about Bar Kamsa. Yes. In fact, you've
Definitely
just
if
given
you
me the
come.
idea to work him into my talk. I like that.
Not to be jealous between brothers.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
And we rise.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Le'olam va'ed.
ברוכת שכינה אלתנו רוח העולם, אשר בדברה מעריבה הערבית. יום מבדיל לילה, המבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, יא צרעת שמה. אלא חיה וקיים לתמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוכת שכינה המריבה ערבית. A love that is unending, Ahabat Olam. We're on page 36. Ahabat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta. תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves.
We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing.
We're on page 35.
Counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear.
We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love.
Supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love.
Grace touched, soothed, and counsel. Ours are the arms and the fingers and the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, and the smiles.
We are loved by unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love.
Baruch atah sing memenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך
וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. On page 40, love the breath of life, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your all. Repeat these words that I teach you today to you and your children at home, on your journey, when you lie down and you rise up, as a sign upon your hand, between your eyes and your doorposts, and on your gates, your gatekeeping, your sensory and your motor gates. Adonai Elohechem, Emet, Emet, Emet.
We're on page 48. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Noach elilot osef pelech, osef pelech. Malchucha ra'u b'alecha, בוקע הים לפני משה ומרים, זה העליינו ויאמרו, לעליינו ויאמרו. Adonai yimlok le'olam va'ed. Di-di-da-na-na-na-na-na-na, di-di-da-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya. ונאמר כי פדל אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל
השכיבנו, השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו בעצת טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך. We're on page 50. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, spread over us the shelter of your peace, ופרוס עלינו. It's like a sukkah. Your arms reach out and envelop each other. Sukkah shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, haporech sukkah shalom aleinu ve'al kol Amo Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'al Yerushalayim. B'nei Yisrael we rise. Page 52. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל between the call to keep Shabbat, to keep this from generation, to keep it for all generations. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ואלמדי וחירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכנו וביומכנו, וחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו, יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעלם עלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר וישמע וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תוש בחטא ולחם אתה דנירן בעלמה And we stay standing for our Amidah. A standing prayer reaching to all our ancestors vertically, horizontally, and always. We can follow in our Siddur on page 58, 68, or 70, the prayers of your hearts otherwise.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועמו
Some Torah wisdom from Rabbi Dan Kohler Esses this Shabbat.
Here we go. My mother's chest rises and falls. I'm instructed by her nurse to count each rise and fall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 30 seconds, I count the rising and falling of her chest. And then the nurse tells me to multiply by 2. This is how I'm told by her nurse to measure the quality of her respiration. If the number multiplied by 2 is 28 or more, that signals respiratory distress. And we can give her morphine to calm her system and slow her breath. My 87-year-old mother has been struggling with Alzheimer's for the last 6 years. Last week, she aspirated her food, which means that instead of going into her digestive system, the food went right into her lungs. She could barely breathe. It looked like we might lose her. I jumped on a plane last Sunday to be with her in Miami. By the time I arrived at her bedside, she was out of danger, at least for this moment, but still weak and greatly diminished since the last time I was with her. I know I will need to return to her soon. Sitting by her bedside, I meditated on my mother's breathing and thought a lot about breathing, about breath. I thought of breath constricted, the breath of over 4 million people around the globe who have died from COVID-19, died struggling for breath. The breath of George Floyd, the breath of Eric Garner, who was killed in 2014, and many Black men who have said, "I can't breathe," while in the hands of police officers. The New York Times a year ago listed 70 men, over half of them Black, who used their last breaths to gasp, "I can't breathe," and died in the hands of police officers. As you know, last summer, thousands of protesters took to the street, echoing Floyd's words, "I can't breathe." We chanted, we stood, we marched, we hoped for a better America, desperate for America to live up to its promise of equality, of justice. While I was sitting by my mother's side, I thought of last summer's wildfires in Northern California and the orange skies, the impossibly orange skies, and how residents couldn't go outside for weeks because of air quality so poor, it was dangerous to be outside while breathing. I thought of the Earth's atmosphere, suffused with carbon, trapping heat in its midst, a blanket of heat that is, one might say, suffocating the Earth and its inhabitants. On the justice front, on the public health front, on the climate front, there is a crucial common denominator: breath. And it is in climate change that these three spheres intersect. It is poor people, it is people of color whose health suffers the most from the effects of climate change. Consider Romemu member Judith Helfand's documentary called Cooked: Survival by Zip Code. The film's title says it all. Here's an excerpt from her website. In July 1995, a heat wave in Chicago, the high humidity and a layer of heat-retaining pollution drove the heat index up to more than 126 degrees. City roads buckled, rails warped, electric grids failed, thousands became ill, and people began to die by the hundreds. Cooked tells the story of this heat wave, the most traumatic in US history, in which 739 Chicago citizens died in a single week, most of them poor, elderly, and African American. In her film, which I urge everybody to see, she explores the long-term crisis of pernicious poverty, economic and social isolation, and racism. And indeed, I learned today from another Romemu member and a climate activist, Jeff Levy-Lyons, sitting right here before me, and also a good friend, some other sobering facts. These are his words. I altered them, I edited them a little bit. Describing the, I hope you don't mind, Jeff, describing the intersection of justice and climate change. One, disadvantaged communities are more likely to live in urban heat islands where the balance between asphalt, too much, and greenery, too little, causes higher temperatures. That's climate injustice. Two, many who live in public housing have inadequate heating and cooling units, and so can't respond to the higher temperatures. As record highs increase in frequency, particularly nighttime temperatures, don't allow the body to recover from a super hot day. This creates big health hazards. That's climate injustice. Three, these same communities often also live next to incinerators and power plants that spew the worst air and also act as transfer stations for diesel spewing, garbage hauling trucks, all contributing to the high asthma rates. That's climate injustice. The issue of climate change, as we all know, and climate activists know better, is practically impossible to talk about, or maybe better to say it's practically impossible to listen to. It's so comprehensive, it's incomprehensible. It's as invisible and as essential as the air we breathe. It's also impossible because it's hard, scary, terrifying to face disaster coming our way, which has already started coming our way. Who wants to do that? I know I'd rather stick my head in the sand. The reason I'm talking about it tonight is that rabbis talk about what they most need to learn. How can we possibly face how imperiled we are? How can we make the radical changes we need in order to survive? Change is scary, and radical change is even scarier. As we said before, this Shabbat is Shabbat Chazon. I wouldn't be talking about any of this if I didn't think we had something to learn from the Torah this week. Excuse me, my pages are out of order, but it's okay. This week, we start a new book, already cause for hope. The book is called Dvarim, Deuteronomy. It's so interesting because this book is a speech from the man who said when he was before the burning bush, Ish lo dvarim anochi, I am not a man of words. And now this whole book is filled with his words. So here he is speaking to the Israelites in the straits of Moab as they are ready to go into the promised land. And that too is hopeful. Promise is promising, right? It's promising. Right? There they are ready, we hope, to fulfill, to make real the reality of the promise. Aha, I found it. What's really even more interesting is that 4 books of the Torah are narrated by an omniscient narrator, and the 5th is in the human voice, right? Consider this. The first 4 books, as if to say, are in God's voice, right? The sort of the omniscient, omnipresent storyteller. Now, scholars tell us that that voice of the first 4 books is woven from many, many voices, but it's presented as a unified voice and as one storyteller controlling the narrative. And then suddenly, at the end of Numbers, God steps down and hands it over to a human being. What a profound act of tzimtzum. And what is that tzimtzum? Meaning standing back, contracting, making room for another, making room for partnership, full partnership, for the other to be a full partner. And what does that have to do with climate change? At this moment, I think it's crucial to de-center our story, to, like God, step back from the narrative that we're used to and expand the narrative. To think about how we understand ourselves and how we understand our story. Is it all about mastery? Is it all about the individual? Is it all about the self? Is it all about my accomplishments, my achievements, my success? Or is it rather about the globe, the planet, the environment, how it thrives, how it survives? I think that would take for us a huge and profound shift. It's really difficult to decenter one story. Many of you know I have several children with disabilities. When they were very young, I had visions, from Heschel to Harvard, from Jewish private school to Ivy League school, that my family would be all about intellect, achievement, mastery, success. And then when I had to face that this is not who my children were, I needed to find a new story. The old story wasn't working. And if I kept the old story, I wouldn't see who they were. I wouldn't see who I was with them. And the fact that the disabilities reveal to all of us is that together, just vulnerable human beings, right? We use achievement, success, and mastery to kind of mask over that, gloss over that. But who are we, right? There is no ultimate protection. There is no ultimate glory. God is modeling for us here how to shift from one type of storytelling to another, how to give up power, how to pass the baton, how to more fully partner. We all know that there are all kinds of ways to enter into activism regarding climate. There are wonderful Jewish organizations. There's JCAN, there's Chazon, there's Dayenu. There's all kinds of ways that once you open the door, it's easy to step in. What's harder, though, is to reorient who we are in this world, who we are in relationship to our environment. Someone recently said to me, wow, you've really overcome your challenges, your trials and tribulations. And I said to them, I haven't surmounted anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I just live with it. I don't even believe in overcoming, one's trials. One just figures out how to live with vulnerability and grief. And whatever it is, one just continues with that. While I was sitting by my mother's bedside this week, I had a vision of our planet as an ancient mother. I imagined her sick, suffering, and struggling for breath. It's time to tend to her. It's time for healing, which will only come if we accept our God-given role as stewards, as nurturers, as caretakers for the earth. It's time that we counted her breaths along with ours, each one fragile, precious, imperiled. Until we know and feel her value. Until we fully value our ancient mother, she will suffer and we will suffer. Until we do so, she cannot thrive and we won't survive. So count with me if you're willing. Count her breaths with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. May we be blessed with a true vision of who Mother Earth is and what she does for us and how we depend on her for our survival.
Mother, I hear you calling. Ancient Mother, I hear your call. Ancient Mother, I hear your laughter. Ancient Mother, I taste your tears. Ancient Mother, I hear you calling. Ancient Mother, I hear your song. Ancient Mother, I hear your laughter. Ancient Mother, I taste your tears. Sing with me. Ancient Mother, I hear you calling. Ancient Mother, I hear your song. Ancient Mother, I hear your laughter. Ancient Mother, I taste your tears. Ancient Mother, I hear you calling. Ancient Mother, I hear your song. Ancient Mother, I hear your laughter.
And it is upon us to rise, Aleinu. Keish echad b'lev echad, keisha echad b'lev echad. Like one human being we are, with one heart, and we are here to support all those who are in mourning and those who are observing a yard site. In our community, please share the names of your loved ones. I'll come to you.
My dad, Michael Fricano Jr.
Thank you. Michael Fricano Jr. And from our friends on Zoom, please share the names of your loved ones. In our community, we remember Pauline Dixon and Luis Fernando Granado Salinas, Heidi Kingsbury, Ted Tennant, Alice Macaras and Miriam Mimi Sternwolf and Hadassah Loeb, Roberta Lipperman and Andy Lehman and Henry Lee. We remember Arthur Siegel and Jason Andrew Brodsky, Stel Tuchman and Ted Tennant, Solomon Marenberg and Dr. Norman Crane, Cecilia Romo and Stuart Fred Fate. We remember David Wenegrat and Kimberly Hall, David Silverstein and Harriet Blum, Shirley Siegel and Benjamin Wolf Delushkin, Beth Baldridge and Devorah Stoll. We remember Lee Brox, Jean Foreman Shore, Ellsworth Levine and Erwin Bardash, Mr. Elsie Floyd and Lynn Blacker. We remember Shirley Gatzik, Grace Tannen Denmark, Rabbi Raphael Goldstein and Yitzhak Buxbaum, Brady Rifkin and Lorette Nierenberg. Barry Kosky, we remember Betty Levin, Seymour Burstein and Leslie Robert Axelrod. Charlotte Figman, Stuart Saville and Lily Zimmett. Julia Eisenberg and Shirley Marlowe. We remember Gretchen Drury, Michael Fricano Jr., Nancy Triger and Dr. Rabbi Henry Dicker, Robert Gerald Cohen, Baila Batmindel Bishmuel. It's the art site today of Moishe Sigmund, remembering Everett Dutchin, Angela Mulam Margolis, Robert Gerald Cohen, Batya Ariel Bat Abraham, Kathy Maddie, and Elizabeth Deegan. Bertha Sutton, Naomi Kramer-Stemp, Tav Sparks, Marie Sinanian, and Annie Esty, Hank Wesselman, Robin Robertson, Eric Press and Iona Miller, Just Lundberg and Dr. Randy Baker, Irene Kirsch, Lou Aronowitz. Tevel Leifschutz and Baila Batmindel Malia Shmuel. Eric Anthemeton Dominguez. I said that, yeah, thank you. And Reverend Dr. Gratz and Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, Mark Evan Bateman, Anne-Marie Zangara Zati Munajat. If it is your custom to stand for Mourner's Kaddish, please join us, remembering Beverly Fendrick. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirutei, be'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon, uvyameichon, uvchayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, b'zman karib, be'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam alei. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה באמרו
אמן.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו
אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל באמרו.
Amen.
תנחמו מן השמיים, may we find comfort. We say during this time, Shabbat Chazon, Nachamu Nachamu Ami. Consolation, consolation, comfort, comfort my people. And into this cup of blessing, it is brimming today. Ilana Brody. We've been waiting for you to bring B'Shem Hashem to us for months and months and months and months and months. We just saw you singing, healing us from afar, you were covered by the skies of Virginia. And we all, I know I'm not the only one, we reached out to you and you reached out to us. Into this cup of blessing, Miriam Rubin. Get the boy to say, what can I say? There's nothing to say. Miriam is Miriam's well. Miriam's well. It is just deep. And she brought, of course, Adir Chai, Harriman Browns. How did that happen? He knows my cousin who just gave birth, Ruti Gavariyahu, who just gave birth. And, of course, Shoshana. Shoshana bringing us to remembrance. We're still not there. We're not finished yet. And Rabbi Diane Kohler-Esses. It is so deep. I don't know. Come with me. I'm still masticating and I'm still letting the breathing really go deep in me. And Full Stack New York, Anthony Tilson, Elliot Wilson, thank you for ever crafting our sound, and Romemu team, Natalia and Justin and Junior and Freddie's daughter and Rebecca Feldman and Danny Apple on our virtual mavens into this cup of blessing.
Rabbi Mira Rivera.
Amen. And my friends there on Zoom, and I long to see you. I long to be, we are so together and it is so near and yet so far. It is so frustrating. Into this cup of blessing. So let us open our Siddur, if you have it in your hands. Vayachulu hashamayim haaretz v'chol tzeba'am. Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa. Vayishbot bayom hashvi'i michol melachto asher asa.
Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayikadesh oto ki bo shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah lanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hichilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila mikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'otanu kiddashta, im kol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Brucha atya shechina mekadeshet hashabbat.
L'chaim.
I remember your love and your kindness when you walked with me through desert wilderness. I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you. I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you. Lechtech acharai, acharai, bamidbar. Lechtech acharai, eretz lo tzruah. Lechtech acharai, acharai, bamidbar. Lechtech acharai, eretz lo tzruah. How will you walk with me, walk with me, walk with me? How will you walk with me? You were young and free. How will you walk with me, walk with me, walk with me? How will you walk with me through the sand and sea? I remember, 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 I remember you. I remember, 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 I remember you. I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you. Lechtech acharai, acharai, bamidbar. Lechtech acharai, eretz lo tzruah. Lechtech acharai, acharai, bamidbar. Lechtech acharai, eretz lo. How will you walk with me, walk with me, walk with me? How will you walk with me? You were young and free. How will you walk with me, walk with me, walk with me? How will you walk with me? I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you. I remember, I remember, I remember you. I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you. I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember you.
Walk together. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Romemu. Romemu everywhere. Romemu in the world. Romemu. Shabbat shalom. Adechai, thank you.